Hello everyone. Today we sit here on the desk to talk about trophies. More specifically, the most difficult and annoying trophies I've ever unlocked. Now, I like to collect PlayStation trophies on my free time. I don't do it as much as I used to, but every now and again I'll try and get a few trophies on a game I feel like trying to platinum. But anyways, this list will contain a few trophies that I found difficult, but also a few that weren't necessarily difficult, just more annoying than anything else. Starting with number 5, we have the final chapter in Friday the 13th, the game. And to unlock this, you need to play 1,000 multiplayer matches as Jason. This is one of those trophies that isn't any difficult at all. Anybody could unlock this, they just have to have patience. Now, I didn't do too much boosting with this trophy. There was a few boosting sessions here and there, but for the most part, I was completely on my own when getting this one. Friday the 13th has a few other annoying trophies, such as killing 1,313 counselors, or playing 1,000 matches as a counselor. However, those ones are a lot more simple to get than this one. When it comes to Friday the 13th, you have a 1 in 8 chance of becoming Jason depending on how many players are in the match. So because of those odds, you have a way less chance to play as Jason than you do the counselors, therefore making this trophy extremely grindy and long to get. So not really a difficult one, just more annoying than anything else. At number 4, we have Game Over on Pac-Man 256. Now once again, there's really nothing difficult about this trophy. Basically all you have to do is upgrade every single power-up and that's pretty much it. But let me tell you, if I had to choose between 1,000 matches and this trophy, I'd go back to playing 1,000 matches any day of the week. And let me explain why. Friday the 13th, the game was an actual fun game to platinum. Yes, it was grindy, but the game itself was actually a lot of fun. However, with Pac-Man 256, this game is just a simple mobile game that they decided to port on the PlayStation. Now, the game in and of itself is not a bad game. If you're just sitting on a bus playing the game, then yeah, it's simple fun. But when you have to go for a trophy like getting all the upgrades, imagine having to play Pac-Man 256 for about 10 to 15 hours straight. This is one of the most mind-numbingly boring trophies I have ever gone for, and you couldn't pay me to do this trophy again. Alright, let's get into some actual difficult trophies now. Coming in at number 3, we have We Don't Need No Fortification in Atari Flashback Classics Volume 1. Man, this trophy is quite an interesting one. So if you've never played Warlords, basically you play as this tiny thing, and this here is your wall. And you have this little tiny thing flying around the place. And as the game progresses, there's 2 more of these tiny little things. What you have to do is let these tiny little things hit your wall, and you have to win without having a single piece of the wall left. If there's even one tiny piece of the wall, you don't get the trophy. This is definitely one of the more luck-based trophies, and it took me quite a while to get this one. There's quite a few difficult Atari Flashback trophies, but this one would definitely be at the top for most difficult. Coming in at number 2, we have an Ancient Antiquity on Crash Bandicoot Lost Treasures. Now this trophy is actually not a part of the main Crash Bandicoot game, but as a part of a little DLC called Lost Treasures. I don't know why they called it Lost Treasures, since this was the only one ever released. But anyways, to obtain this trophy, it simply says do hard time. Now what they mean by this is to get a gold relic on the hardest level ever released. This level was actually cut from the original game, and they decided to add it back as just a little bonus content. Beating this level in and of itself is difficult, and now you have to go out of your way to try and get a gold relic. I remember this one being extremely frustrating, because your gameplay has to be absolutely perfect in order to get this one. And if you do anything wrong, you completely lose. And the craziest part about it is that this isn't even the hardest trophy I've unlocked. But before we move on, I'd like to give a quick honorable mention to Family Fireworks and Family Feud. Now, the reason I didn't put this on the list is because you can cheat this trophy. The trophy itself just requires you to play on the 4th of July. However, if you really wanted to, you could just go to the settings on your console and change the date to July 4th. Now, I am proud to say I did do this trophy legitimately, and I had to wait about 6 months in order to unlock it legitimately. But anyways, at the number 1 spot, we have a trophy that you've all probably seen before. I have a video about it on my channel. That is right, we are talking about the You Try trophy on Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Nah, I'm just kidding. Obviously, it's the You Tamper trophy. I mean, what else can be said? Beating 1020 on PC and mobile is difficult enough, but trying to beat this on console is just a pure nightmare. And the worst part about it is that they made it even more difficult since I unlocked it. Apparently now there's a delay between the mask or something like that, which makes it even more difficult to unlock. But even if that wasn't there, this is still just way too hard for any reasonable person to go for. You have to have the most perfect gameplay on the planet, and you have to have perfect RNG. That's why I chose this to be number 1 over the others. The amount of ridiculous skill and luck you need is completely ridiculous, and it's definitely one of my proudest trophies I've ever unlocked. But anyways, that was a list of the top 5 most difficult and annoying trophies I've ever unlocked. Thank you and goodbye.